You guys were talking about the 90-day deadline. The people in the Chinese business community who I've been talking to today said that the 90-day deadline isn't so important because at the end of the day, the Chinese can request for an extension. So they're being very hopeful that China would ask for an extension and eventually the Chinese would get what they've wanted all along, which is some dialogue with the U.S. So negotiators are expected in the coming weeks to be sitting down and trying to hash out some of these unresolved issues. At the Foreign Ministry today, at a regular press briefing, the Foreign Ministry officer told reporters that the economic teams would work towards removing all tariffs, as instructed by President Trump and President Xi. Now, this eventual removal of all tariffs is just one outcome that's being played up here in China and hasn't even been mentioned by the White House. So according to the White House reading, the talks are going to be focused on some of the U.S. demands, such as the forced technology transfers, cyber theft, as well as non-tariff barriers, other practices which Washington has said that Beijing does and that are unfair. However, those terms like forced technology transfer haven't even appeared much at all in the Chinese state press. Instead, the Chinese state media has been saying that the focus of the discussions are going to be on opening up China's markets and boosting imports based on the needs of the Chinese market and its people. Also missing from some of the discussion here, again, the 90-day deadline, but also the idea that the tariffs could actually tick up again but to 25% if this whole thing doesn't really work out. Now, the other updates that I want to tell you about for the trade deal, Qualcomm dismissed the idea that NXP deal could be revived, and also the Foreign Ministry did react to President Trump's tweet on the car tariff, saying that China could be reducing car tariffs. The Foreign Ministry said that the two sides have reached mutual agreement in areas like tariffs, though last week the Foreign Ministry actually pointed out that China only has a 40% tariff on cars because the U.S. slapped a 25% tariff on cars. So actually, they said that if they didn't have that U.S. tariff, it would only be 15%. And I think it really shows just that tension that we see between the two sides.